Hey everyone, if Mercury retrograde is kicking your ass, this video is for you because it's kicking mine. We are in the season of Mercury retrograde. It started August 4th, it goes through August 18th. This is the time when a lot of people experience craziness in communication, in talking to others, and electronics, communication of all kinds, and it goes a little haywire. It certainly is for me. I have two printers, neither one will work. I was online for like 3 hours yesterday and today with an internet provider. Um, like messages are going awry, can't find pieces of paper, like all of that kind of stuff. Classic, it happens. Not every Mercury retrograde, but it happens for me. So let me explain to you what Mercury retrograde is, how it may affect you, and then just a little bit about like why we care about the planets and where they are and their position in the universe, all of that kind of thing. So Mercury retrograde happens 3 to 4 times a year. And it's the period of time when, because Mercury spins around the sun, rotates around the sun much faster than the Earth does, um, there's a period of time when it looks as if Mercury is going the opposite direction than it really is. And that's just because of our angle from the Earth and the way we're viewing Mercury. Rest assured, it's not actually changing directions in the way that it spins around the sun. And so we have been observing this for quite a while here as humans on Earth, since we've been noticing Mercury. And Mercury is named after the Roman god of communication. So Mercury and Hermes, Hermes in the Greek pantheon, Mercury in the Roman pantheon, are the gods with wings on their ankles that come and deliver messages. And so we recognize that a lot of times during Mercury retrograde, crazy stuff happens. Certainly has been for me, and I've been pretty emotional actually the past couple of days. And then when communication goes awry, my emotions are like, I am not sort of a naturally sit back, relax, chill kind of person, although some of you think that I am. I actually cultivate that skill within myself. So when Mercury is retrograde, it makes me just a little bit nuts. So, what to do during Mercury retrograde. A lot of people get really fatalistic about this. They think that there's absolutely, they can't do a thing, they can't send an email, they can't talk to anyone. That's really not what retrogrades are about. Retrograde of any planet, whatever that planet governs, whatever the emotion is associated with it, whatever the activity is associated with it, when it's retrograde, it's simply an opportunity for you to measure twice, cut once. I'm going to say that again. It's simply an opportunity for you to measure twice, cut once. So, for instance, when I was pretty frustrated actually on the chat support with internet provider earlier today, yesterday, and today, like 4 or 5 times, it doesn't do any good for me to lose my cool, to blow up at them, to be abusive, right? Not that I would do that anyway, but you know what I mean? Like, it was an opportunity for me to take a deep breath, think, this isn't working. How can I communicate to myself a little bit better? Finally, I was on the chat support. I finally just said, can I please have a phone number to call? Got solved within 5 minutes. Like, I needed the verbal communication rather than the chat communication. Problem got instantly solved, or at least on its way. Like, I got the information that I needed. Same with the printer. The printer's not, I still haven't figured it out, but the printer isn't working. There's something with my computer, right? I just need to take a deep breath, ground myself, figure it out when I have a little calm moment. If your communication with a partner or with a family member isn't going well, it's this opportunity to sit back and reflect and just think, what are some ways where I can express patience right now? Where are some ways where I can learn how to express myself more articulately? Right? And so that's the measure twice, cut once with Mercury retrograde. So it's a great opportunity to go inside, do a little bit of that shadow work, figure out what it is that is triggering us and making us impatient around our own communication and maybe the way we're receiving communication from others. Any of you who are sensitive to electronics, just give your electronics a little more love, a little more Reiki, a little more energy than usual, so that they can work with you during this particular period. Like I said, a lot of people get fatalistic. They're like, you can't sign a contract, you can't enter into any agreement. There's like, you can't do anything during Mercury retrograde. That is not the case. That is not the case. It's just a time not to act rashly, but to sit back and have some like consideration for yourself and think twice about the kind of things that you're signing. What are you agreeing to? Measure your own energy during this time. So we had another really great question come in, which was like, how do these faraway planets affect us anyway? And I think that's a really, really good question. So I'm going to be able to give you just my perspective on this and my experience, and maybe kind of a philosophical take on it. As far as explaining to you with the physical laws of the universe, how the planets affect us on a day-to-day basis, that I actually can't do. And I actually Googled, like, what would happen if a planet in our solar system that's not us, what would happen if a planet disappeared, if it blew up, if whatever got destroyed for some reason? And actually, not that much. Like planet Earth would keep on rotating around the sun. It wouldn't overly affect us. It doesn't affect like the where the planets are in the solar system, most likely. However, I had a really beautiful experience today in the shamanic journey that may shed some light on this. And in the shamanic journey, which was actually led by one of the group members here, I won't out the group member, but it was really just lovely. Someone I've been working with, and so in this journey, I had just a really brief period where I got to rise up and see the vastness and the infiniteness of the spiritual world, of all the different levels, all the shamanic levels that we talk about, the shamanic worlds. And it was just this really like 10-second, I got to see how vast things are and how much bigger they are than we can even conceive of, right? We're living in our little bubble here in our 3D lives, and occasionally we get these little glimpses of just the zillions of levels of things that are happening. And yet we are still so beloved. You as an individual are so beloved here on planet Earth. You are created, you are valued, your soul matters, your life matters, your actions matter. And so in that sense, no matter how big a planet or a star or a galaxy is, we are still that galaxy and that planet are beloved. They're part of the cosmic dance, and you as an individual are still beloved too. And so how, like, just really precious is this? So in that sense, the actions of Mercury or Jupiter or the moon or the sun greatly affect us because we are all created, where the creator has bestowed love on all of us. And so the actions that I take affect all of you. Your actions all affect me because we're all contributing to the same cosmic vibration together. So a big philosophical statement, there you go. Um, on as far as physical laws go, I can't really tell you actually how Mercury will affect us. What I do know is that when I started paying attention to Mercury retrogrades and tracking them, just informally tracking them, I know that some will really, really affect me, others a little bit less so, but I know I am affected by them because a lot of what I do is communication, communicating with all of you, communicating with others, communicating in the public sphere. And so actually Mercury retrogrades really, I pay attention to them because I do need to measure twice, cut once for sure when Mercury retrogrades are happening. Actually, it's a good practice for all of us all of the time. So there you go. Little take on Mercury retrograde, how to survive Mercury retrograde. Take an extra nap or two. It's not gonna hurt. Even and just a little skill building. Tonight there was a Zoom call I really wanted to be in around Pride that's happening in my local community. I wanted to go to a talk. I couldn't find the link. I'm searching all over. I'm searching email. I thought I had the link. I didn't. Anyway, so I just sent a message to one of the organizers that I can't find the link. And 20 minutes later, I get an email. I don't know if I sent you the link, but here it is, right? And so just practicing a little patience and a little kind request, like, hey, can you send this to me? She actually sent it to me before she even knew that I had requested it, right? So like we were kind of on each other's wavelengths. So actually taking the opportunity to raise your vibration during Mercury retrograde so that communication can work with you can be really helpful. All right, everyone. So let me know your questions. Let me know your experiences. Like I said, Mercury retrograde so far has kind of kicked my ass, but it's working with it, not working against it. Be aware as we shift into the season of Leo, it's a great time to take stock of your communication, to look at the whole way that you are experiencing the world. Like take a day and map out what it is that you're doing, writing, saying. If you're a communicator of any kind, those of you who are entrepreneurs, that's a great time to look at your content plan. It's a great time to look at your what you have planned to show the outside world in the next year, in the next season, in the next couple of months. Leo is this really nice, bright, sunny, outwardly faced sign, and that combined with Mercury retrogrades is a really great time for planning and then executing as Mercury retrograde kind of comes to a conclusion. Okay, everyone, that's it for today. Let me know your Mercury retrograde experiences, and I will give you more later on.